Started from the bottom, now the whole team here.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Owe. I got my co-host, cousin Dustin, is in the house again with me for this spoiler review of Shazam Fury of the Gods, directed by David Sandberg, starring Zachary Levi, Helen Mirren, Lucy Liu. They're in here as well. I gotta say, I did not expect much from this movie going in. I'll say that right off the bat. I thought the first Shazam was okay. I thought it was just fine. Zachary Levi as Shazam, he wouldn't be my first choice, but I think he plays him okay. Like, I'm fine with him. And with that said, I'll just say I enjoyed Shazam Fury of the Gods a lot more than the first one. So I walked away liking it. I know Dustin liked it a lot. So yeah, Dust, what was your overall thoughts on Shazam?
I liked it. I kind of had the same feeling as the way with Shazam Part 1. I didn't expect a lot of with Shazam Part 1, and I will tell you this right now, this was the first enjoyable movie for me of 2023. Over Quantumania, Creed 3, we saw 65. That was a little underwhelming for me. So I got to say Shazam Fury of the Gods was very entertaining, and I loved it. I enjoyed it, actually.
I walked away enjoying this movie a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of goofy, dumb scenes. It has a lot of humor for younger audiences, but I found the humor actually very entertaining. I probably laughed at about 80% of the jokes in this movie, to be honest.
This humor was right up there with Guardians of the Galaxy type of humor, Thor Ragnarok type of humor. It was a pretty good. It wasn't forced. It wasn't forced humor like Quantumania, or Thor Love and Thunder. It was just good sense of humor, and the characters are great.
Yeah, when you say characters, like I said, I think Zachary Levi is fine as Shazam, but having the rest of his, brothers and sisters from his orphan home, of course, they all have Shazam powers too, and having them, they had more significant roles to play in this movie, especially Freddy. I felt that really helped Shazam as a character, because I don't think Zachary Levi by himself is enough to carry the whole film. So I'm happy that most of his Shazam family got to play around a little bit more. So I'll say that.
I definitely like the balance between the older cast of the superheroes and then the younger cast by the kids and the family and everything. It was a really good balance. Neither one of those guys took over the movie. It wasn't like, okay, well, here's the kids, and then all of a sudden they say Shazam, and then it's all about the older guys. Yeah, Freddy, the guy Freddy playing Freddy was really great.
Both versions of Freddy were really great. Adam Brody as the superhero version of Freddy, aka Captain Every Power, as he called himself.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought you honestly couldn't tell the difference when either one was on screen. So I thought they did a real good job playing off each other. So I really enjoyed Freddy's character in this movie. But I overall I liked the vibe of this movie. It had to do with a lot of magic, like way more magic than the first movie. I would say this movie was a combination of like superheroes, Harry Potter,
yes,
and the Goonies or something. So I liked the vibe of this movie. I mean, I had a good time. It was stupid, but I had a fun time.
Yeah, it was mostly all magic and wizardry and everything like that. I mean, that was what is it based off of? This was based off the staff that was broken in Shazam Part 1, and then because of that, it opened up this magical world that was trapped. And then it brought in the three sisters, Hespera, and the wizards back as well.
Yeah, Jamin Hansu is the wizard who.
Yes.
He had a fun role. He played mostly off Freddy's character, and I thought they were a pretty fun duo. Although there is one scene, like I did say, there was a few scenes I hated in this movie, and I'll just spoil this right now. And that's the first cameo scene from Wonder Woman, if you could call it that, where thank God it was a dream sequence, but you get Jamin Hansu's wizard face on Wonder Woman's body. This might be the last time we see Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, and I'm gonna have to remember Jamin Hansu's face on her. So,
that's yeah, right. That's pretty sad that we get to see. That's how we remember Wonder Woman. and all that stuff. But it was a nice little dream sequence. You could tell it was a dream sequence.
Thank
Um,
God.
yeah, thank God. But it was fun. It was nice little cameos everywhere.
The villains. What do you think about the villains though? You think
I
the
mean, like I said,
daughters of
it was
Atlas, the daughters of Atlas?
the Daughters of Atlas. Yeah, it was. I like the characters that were there, or the actresses that were there. Lucy Liu was there.
She was probably the
Hell,
weakest of them. I'll say that. I did when
as
she
far as
turned
the
into
actresses or the wizards,
the wizards and just
like
overall
the villain,
performance. Yeah, she was
Lucy
most.
Liu.
Yeah, I thought she was
She was
the
the
like.
one with like the bloodthirst. She was bloodthirsty revenge
Yeah,
for
yeah,
humans.
but like she was typical, villain. I want to take over everything. That's why I was like, eh. They were just trying to restore the old world where Lucy Liu was like vengeful against humans and wanted to turn Earth into their world, which
Yeah.
didn't work when they get, first they had the staff that they need to get, and then they need to get
Mhm.
the apple of life or whatever to turn
Mhm.
Earth into whatever they want or create a new realm. But yeah, I thought the setup could, I was a little bored in the first like 30, 40 minutes. I thought we could chop away maybe 10, 15 minutes just to get the story going. Like the movie didn't need to be over 10 or over 2 hours, but
I,
yeah,
I actually this is the first movie. It was actually such a fun movie that it didn't feel like 2 hours. I'll give it that. I mean, it was a nice. I thought the it moved along pretty nicely with a little bit of humor, and the visuals were not overwhelming. They were not overpowering at all.
you're
You
right.
had that nice little Harry Potter library scene
Yeah, the
was
Rock of
there.
Eternity. I like how the Shazam family they turned the Rock of Eternity, the
Yeah,
little hideout place, had like a lot of
yeah,
personality. Like they had all the doors to the realms. Where
yeah,
this part really reminded me of Harry Potter and stuff. And they
yeah.
labeled each one. They kind of explore each one. I would like to spend more time and for them just exploring that world. That would have been pretty cool. But I will say that Anthea, I think
Mhm.
Rachel, what's the actress's name? Rachel Zegler, I think is her
Yeah,
name. She could like manipulate reality and twist the world around a little bit, kind of like Doctor Strange. I thought the
yeah.
visuals for her powers were pretty cool.
Well, the next set of villains that we saw, and those three, there was so much villains going on, so much characters. Was the mythical creatures that
I
came out?
Yeah, I like that. That was a cool. You had
I
like the Cyclops,
The Cyclops.
you had Minotaurs, you had all these Greek mythological
Yeah,
monsters come
you
out.
had dragons, harpies, manitors, and cyclops.
Yeah.
That is the mythical creatures that came. And then your all time favorite, the unicorn,
Okay,
has come out.
so yeah, the unicorns, which are lured by sweets, which there's a lot of product placement in this movie as well with Skittles.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
I
they,
mean,
they definitely they definitely explained the unicorn differently, right? I mean, it's not your everyday rainbowish unicorn.
yeah, it's actually a feared mythological beast, which I thought was cool. I was like, all right, they're bringing in unicorns to fight this, mythological army of cyclopses,
Cyclopses,
minotaurs, and
dragons,
harpies,
harpies.
dragons. And I was like, that's a cool concept to see unicorns in this manner. And I was with it. And when they came to save the day, I was like, all right, we're going to see a cool battle. But it had the Shazam kids riding on top of them. I was like, oh my God, I hate this. I would have liked it without the kids. I thought, just seeing the
Yeah.
unicorns fight these monsters would have been cool enough. But then you put the kids riding on them. I was like, oh, I hate this. I was actually hoping like the kids would have had their powers and we would have seen like all the Shazam kids fighting all these monsters too. Like that would have
Mhm.
been made for a cool climactic scene. You had Shazam fighting the dragon, then you had his brothers and sisters fighting the mythological army. That'd have been cool, but
Yeah, because one thing we skipped
unicorns.
over was that with the staff, we had the ability to give them the powers. We also had the ability to take away the powers, and that's what mostly happened in the movie. Like Calypso took away all their powers, and so I think that's why it added to the good balance of seeing the regular kids versus the superhero kids.
Yeah, and also I think they nerfed Shazam. Like Shazam's way more powerful in the comics. Like he has, he's on like Superman level, and
Mhm.
they make there's a like ongoing joke that Billy Batson Shazam is dumb, even
Mhm.
though he's supposed to have the wisdom of Solomon, but just figuratively, but
How do they
really
say it in the movie? Wisdom of
Solo Man,
soul man or something like that.
Solo Man.
Solo man.
Because he's so yeah, Billy Batson. Yeah, he
Yeah.
doesn't pass his classes. Can't even.
Yes.
But when he puts on the suit or when he turns into Captain Marvel, aka Shazam,
Mhm.
he's supposed to automatically have the wisdom.
Mhm.
So they kind of nerfed that power away from him. So yeah, I think he got his ass kicked a little too much in this movie. And also Zachary Levi, like I said, he's fine as Shazam. He got a little too annoying at times. Like he ran his mouth a little too much in this movie for me. I'm like, all right, come on, Shazam. Like, get it
I liked
together.
it. I mean, considering that the last DC movie that we watched was Black Adam, and just zero personality from Black Adam, forced humor, too much, indestructible, all that stuff. So I like there's a little vulnerability. I like the light humor. It's not too overbearing of a superhero.
I like Black Adam better because I thought the fight scenes in Black Adam were a lot better than the fight scenes in this movie, which, he fights a dragon as the main fight, which visually looked pretty cool. It was in the dark. You had the giant tree. He's fighting this mythological, zombie dragon that he calls Khaleesi when
Mhm.
Lucy Liu, turns out to be the overall villain, which I thought she was like, that's where she turns into like a Power Rangers villain, I thought.
Mhm.
And I was like, I wish we would have chose a better villain, but overall I did enjoy the Daughters of Atlas. They weren't too over the top with everything. And I liked Anthea. I thought she was
Well, we're
pretty
talking
cool.
about villains. I mean, how would this play out if Dwayne Johnson actually wanted to play ball and appear in Shazam? That was the whole deal with it.
Yeah,
He
you're
didn't he
right.
didn't
Like,
want to be, he didn't want to play ball with anybody.
yeah, he wanted to be, a top dog, and he thought Shazam was below him, and he
Mhm.
wanted to go straight to Superman and denied to have even a cameo in the Shazam movies, which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah,
But Black Adam doesn't even seem like a bad guy in his own movie, so I don't know why he would be fighting Shazam anyway.
yeah,
Like I don't know what the story would be, but yeah, we're not even gonna get to see that because the Dwayne Johnson ain't coming back to. He's
yeah.
not coming
He's
back to
out too.
DC. He's out.
He's out.
But
He's out.
yeah, and let's just jump to the end. After Shazam sacrifices his end and kills the dragon, you
Mhm.
got Wonder Woman coming in to save the day once the barrier is gone because yeah, they
Just-
needed the power of a god to ignite the power of the staff, and Wonder Woman's though she's a goddess, so she
yeah.
comes in. Saves the day. And there's an ongoing joke between Billy Batson being in love with Wonder Woman, always trying.
Yeah.
So
I did
she's
I did like that back and forth between Shazam and Wonder Woman. I thought that was pretty cool.
yeah, even though this could be the last time we see her, and for half the time she was in this movie, she had Jamie Hansu's face on her body. So this could
Hmm.
be the last run as with Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. But yeah, she's only in two scenes, so if you're expecting more, that's all you're gonna get. But yeah, I mean, I had a good time. Like I said, I laughed at the jokes. I thought the chemistry between like all the characters, even the villains, I thought they went off each other pretty well in terms
Yeah.
of chemistry and comedy. So you know,
Yeah, I enjoyed it immensely. I don't know where this movie goes after this. I mean, does it make it past the James Gunn reboot, or is this it? And then we can just say, hey, it was a really good movie, and that was the last time we saw Shazam. Um, and I guess the final praise is, if you're looking at Marvel versus DC, Quantumania came out first, and now Shazam. I got DC one up on Marvel right now.
yeah, I mean, in terms of like overall movie experience, yeah, I had a way more of a better time watching Shazam: Fear of the Gods. But money wise, the projections for Shazam in its first weekend are not looking good. I'm sure this video will be out by the time the weekend's over in its first run. But yeah, the projections for the movie this or the money this movie is about to make not looking too good. But I had a good time regardless. And yeah, in terms of the future of this franchise as a transfer over to James Gunn's universe, I don't know, but James Gunn's wife does show up yet again in the end credits, in the mid credits scene. That character Harcourt from Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad movies, she shows up to recruit Shazam to the Justice Society. They have that scene, which
Mhm.
like this scene would have been cool if it wasn't, James Gunn's wife. Maybe it was Hawkman or someone else from Black Adam coming in. That would have been pretty cool to see, like Hawkman come in to recruit Shazam, even if it means nothing. Like they're not even going over to the next universe. Like I'd rather see that than James Gunn's wife. Oh, here she is. Like I liked her in Peacemaker, but I'm not trying to see her in every freaking DC movie. Let's give her a rating. I'll go first. I'll give this movie a 7.6 out of 10.
A 7.6. That's pretty good. Out of 10, I'll go an 8. I'll go an 8.
8. Okay.
Yeah, I'll go an 8. Like yeah, it was just fun, man. This was
Yeah.
if this was a standalone movie, then this could be the bullet train of 2023, where it was just a fun movie.
You're really trying to find that bullet train of 2023.
That's a gem. Bullet Train was a gem in 2022. It's just wow, this is no weight on the shoulders on that one. So if you're saying that this Shazam Part 2 has no future in James Gunn and this was just a movie of 2023 that they shot like in 2020,
I don't
or they
know.
had,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, I think they had to stop in 2020 because of the pandemic, and then they redid it again. Yeah, if this was a standalone movie, then it was a really good, fun movie to just do. And I would watch this again if it's streamed or if they're playing it on whatever TNT one day. Yeah, I would watch it again. This is one of those movies that is just it's just cool to sit down.
No, I agree with you. I think this movie does have some rewatchability,
Mhm.
especially yeah, like you said, I'd definitely watch this movie again if it was streamable on HBO Max. Well, it probably will be really soon. But
Yeah.
I enjoyed this movie better than the first one. So yeah,
Mhm.
I give it a thumbs up. What more do you want from me? Will we ever see this version of Shazam again? Probably not. But either way, I had a good time with Shazam: Fury of the Gods. Thank Dustin for joining me on this review. Post down in the comment section below what you guys thought of Shazam: Fury of the Gods. What would you rate it? Do you think it survives and moves on to James Gunn's world or DC that he's creating? Let us know. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel as well, and we'll see you all next time. See ya.